Across the Fence, a program that's helping women shift gears into agriculture. It begins with basic tractor skills for aspiring farmers. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. UVM Extension's New Farmer program is offering new opportunity to Vermont women who are interested in agriculture. A one-day tractor skills and safety workshop is coming up on Sunday, March 19th at Green Mountain College in Poultney. As Rebecca Gollin reports, the workshops are mentored by women farm owners and offer hands-on experience in driving and hitching up implements.
It's a driver's ed class that lets participants get behind the wheel of a tractor.
Right now I'm just going to have you go forward like 3 feet and then back like 3 feet.
This one-day tractor safety training is being held at Green Mountain College in Poultney.
In this course, there's an opportunity for people to learn about the tractor, learn where the controls are, what they are, how to operate the tractor, when is it risky to operate a tractor, how to learn how to drive it safely.
Attendees spend the morning learning about tractor safety and then head outside to get up close and personal with some machines. While the class is open to anyone, the training is geared toward women. That's because research and experience have shown that not only do women learn differently than men, they also have to learn different techniques for handling large farm equipment.
We're making sure that people adjust the seats, make sure they can reach the clutch and the instruments, different ways of maybe preparing your body before you're going to go on a tractor. Maybe there's certain stretches you want to do, using your leg strength rather than doing your back strength, because using a tractor is something that you're going to be doing day in and day out for a number of hours, and we really want to minimize the risk of injuries happening on a farm.
Hodgson says that while a majority of farm owners and operators are men, women are one of the fastest growing demographics getting into the business.
I think we're really going through a transition where we'll see more women taking over farms and also making the decisions about what equipment to buy and how to use it. So it's particularly important that women have their own set of knowledge and skills that is relevant to their bodies and relevant to their capability levels as they move into that decision-making role as being the future operators and owners of farms in this area.
It kind of gives women an opportunity to be someplace safe to learn, and it gives them the tools and kind of the experience to know how to go forward with it and ask the right questions and feel like they have that confidence going forward.
Green Mountain College farm manager Bay Hammond requires all students who work on the farm to take the course. Some of them are here today, along with a number of beginning farmers.
They're learning how to drive 2 different tractors, a hydrostatic tractor and the Kubota, which is a gear tractor.
Can you step on that all the way down without straining? Yep. Okay.
Learning about the basics of what a clutch is and the different gears and the throttle, that's all. It may sound very basic to a lot of listeners to this program, but for people like me, we really need this kind of information.
Carrie Abels and her partner are planning to start a farm together. She came to the workshop to get a jump start on feeling comfortable with this type of equipment.
I have 0 experience with tractors and very much wanted to get a basic introduction. My partner, he is very interested in farm machinery and in haying and mowing and learning the ropes of objects like this one. But we believe strongly that each of us should know what the other is doing on our farm. In case something should happen to one of us, the other person should be able to step in.
Getting hands-on with the tractors was a big draw for Abels.
Today I really was looking forward to just hopping on a tractor and seeing what it feels like and to getting a respect for its power and its possibilities. I'm very eager to hear about all the things that a tractor is able to do with all the different implements and attachments, so that as we plan our farm, I can have a better sense of how machinery can help us.
Most of them have never been on a tractor before. One particular person has never even driven anything before, so it's a great confidence builder, and I think they realize it's not quite as hard as they think it is.
Keeping your foot down, play with that for a second, up, down, left, right, just to see what it does.
While the course provides an introduction to those who have no experience with tractors, updates on current tools and new safety procedures are helpful to those with some experience.
Foot off the clutch.
I got my tractor safety certification a while back, but it's been a couple years, so it's always nice to be able to refresh yourself with equipment like this. There can be a lot of safety hazards that can happen if you don't know how to properly use a tractor.
Alex Shaw spent time as a teenager working on a local farm, where she got a lot of experience with tractors and other farm equipment. But it's been a few years, and now the Green Mountain College student is planning to become a large animal veterinarian. Her past experience has shown her just how important farm safety is.
I've gotten close to flipping over before, where I was on an incline, not that I was going straight up, but I was on a hill that was just sideways, so my tractor was sideways, but I had the ROP system, the rollover protection system on mine, so I didn't end up rolling over, but I was very close to it, and it's a very scary situation being in that when you feel like you're about to flip over, and just knowing that you have that ROP system there is very helpful, and making sure that you have your seatbelt on, even if you're only going to be on the tractor for 5 minutes, it's still a very large safety precaution to make sure that everything is in place correctly.
The training this day helped Shaw feel confident getting back on a tractor.
And it's just nice being able to get behind those gears again and refresh myself, so when I have my own farm and my own machinery, being able to be a vet and also have my own place to rototill would be nice to just safely be able to acquire those skills here.
Whether novice or experienced, this workshop gives participants the skills and techniques they need to stay safe on the farm. In Poultney, I'm Rebecca Gullen with Across the Fence.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. To learn more about the upcoming March 19th workshop, I'm joined by two guests. Susie Hodgson is with UVM Extension's New Farmer Program and the Center for Sustainable Agriculture, and Meg Smith is the Executive Director of the Vermont Women's Fund. The Women's Fund provides financial support for the Tractor Skills Workshop. Thanks so much for joining us today. Now, Susie, why is this workshop on tractor skills for women important and relevant now?
Well, right now, women make up about 30% of the people farming, but they only actually own and operate about half that number, less than 15% of the farms, and only work on about 7% of the land. But that's really shifting. But today, most of the women going into agriculture have not grown up on farms, so they don't have that practical farming experience. Instead, they've come out with good understanding of, say, food systems, taking liberal arts colleges, but they don't have those practical skills. So given the numbers and the opportunities for them to move into farming, it's an ideal time for young women to get these practical skills that they won't necessarily get in college. So we're providing that opportunity.
So what do you cover in the workshops?
Well, what we start with is safety, and the primary reason is that farming still remains one of the most hazardous occupations, and operating a tractor is the #1 cause of, unfortunately, death and severe injury. So we start with we start with safety, and we start in the classroom. So we actually use toy tractors as demo tractors, so that we can show centers of gravity, and that at a certain point a tractor will tip over. So making sure students understand where those danger zones are, and then we quickly move out into the field, and that's where the participants have a time to really get into the driver's seat and get a feel for the tractor. How it works, what are the controls, and most importantly, we're providing a very safe, supportive environment where women are teaching who have experience on their own farms, and women are also mentoring. And just as important, the women are learning from each other. They're both observing others on the tractor and getting on the tractor themselves.
So why UVM Extension?
Well, UVM Extension has a long history in providing education and training, and in particular, there's a New Farmer program that develops training modules. And Beth Holtzman is the primary person who started this program, and this enabled us to provide courses focused on young women, which we hadn't done before. So there's both two networks, the UVM New Farmer program, and there's also a larger network, Women in Agriculture. So this program set really well within those larger networks.
Mm-hmm. Now, Meg, why the Vermont Women's Fund?
The Vermont Women's Fund is dedicated to helping improve the lives of young women and girls and women across the state. And our grant giving, we're a grant giving organization, and we give grants to the demographic of age 12 through 25 for programs that serve young women and girls, particularly teaching job skill development, economic self-sufficiency, And this program is a wonderful example of that, teaching young women how to work on a farm.
In a larger sense, how does the Women's Fund work, and what kinds of programs get your support?
We try, first of all, we're statewide, so we try to fund programs in every county in Vermont. And really our goal has been to get women the training and the skills they need to be viable in the workforce. And so that mission, that goal started 23 years ago when the fund first started. And traditionally we have funded programs to help women and girls specifically. So they have to be a gender specific program. Just like this Breaking the Grass Ceiling is exactly that. Women tend to do well when they are just working among themselves and not having a mixed gender classroom, which sometimes can be intimidating, particularly when you get into things like machinery, which has been a kind of a male domain.
And so, in addition to grant funding, what else does the Women's Fund do?
We have an annual grant program, which we're about to do our 2017 grants. We also fund an initiative called Change the Story, which is a social program to try and help fast-track women's economic security here in Vermont. Currently, the wage gap will end on its own by the year 2048, and we don't think that we need to wait 30-plus years to make that happen. And Change the Story is out to do that.
And so, Meg, from your perspective, what does the future look like for young women in Vermont agriculture?
I think in agriculture specifically, the future looks very good. There are more and more women interested in agriculture. There are a lot more supports for women getting into the field now. There are a lot of great nonprofit programs as well as training programs for women in agriculture. The Breaking the Grass Ceiling is probably one of the first that I've seen in my tenure at the Women's Fund. And why I like it so much is it is so practical and tangible and teaching skills that you need to learn how to run a farm.
And how about for you, Susie?
Yeah, as Meg was saying, we're teaching practical skills, and just as important is building confidence, because as I mentioned, women are 30% of the farmers, but they're only half the amount, 14% of farm owners, and generate even smaller amounts of the sales. So there's a real opportunity as the average farmer retires. The average farmer is now 59 years old and typically is a male farmer. So over the next 2 decades, there's a prediction that we could have 75% of farmers run and operated by women. But in order to do that, they really need to understand not only how a tractor works, but be able to operate it and feel comfortable and confident. And I think providing this opportunity, there's a path to get there. We're really excited about that.
Yeah, and you also mentioned too, it's important to know how to fix a tractor.
Yes, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So in the course, we also cover basic maintenance. You may know how to check the oil in your car, but in a tractor, it's a different place. So basic things that you should check every day before you get on the tractor, and then we also have some things that we tell students that they need to do before you put the tractor to bed in the fall for the winter.
And so it was funny, I was looking, when we saw the video, the women seemed sort of really tentative about, you know, first getting on the tractor and so forth, which would be hard to even approach unless there was this kind of a workshop that would teach them how to do it.
Yes, that is so true, because on a farm, you're expected to be working right off the bat. So to be able to get on a tractor with the engine going and expect to be plowing a field, because all you can look is that like you could damage the field. So in this course, it's a safe environment, and the most you can do is squash a traffic cone. You know, it's an open field. You can do it at your own pace. You know, you can do it again. You know, no damage is going to be caused.
And once again, who are the instructors?
So the instructors are Liz Kenton, who is working at UVM Extension. She teaches youth in the 4-H program and also young adults. So she has great experience of working with those groups, both men and women. And we also have Bay Hammond, who is not only the manager for the farm at Green Mountain College, but she also has been operating her own farm, Doolittle Farm, for over 20 years. And we also had her daughter, who was a younger woman who mentored the farmers.
So how can people sign up for the workshop?
People can sign up for the workshop by going to our website, which should be on this screen. And I don't know it off the top of my head, which is a bit sad.
But there it is, www.blog.uvm.edu/groundwork.
Yes, and also a toll-free number that you can call. So importantly, we do have a course coming up on Sunday, March 19th, and we have a couple places left. So sign up now and let your friends and younger family know.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.